It's early Tuesday morning, and it's hard to believe there was green grass showing in the garden just 2 days ago when it was 60 plus degrees Sunday. The snow was supposed to stop falling sometime last night, but that clearly didn't happen. However, the temperature on the thermometer is rising steadily, and the sky is brightening. I bet the sun will be out before too long.
Well, it's lunchtime and stopped snowing finally. Sun's coming out. It's super bright out here. Came up to look at what I was going to have for lunch and looked outside and I thought, you know what? I don't need to eat right now. What I really need to do is go outside because it's 45 maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. I think it was 40 something when I looked. But it's turning into a beautiful day. This snow's not going to stick around. It's supposed to be warm every day this week, which is exciting. One great thing about having a hoop house is that even when you get a late, wet, heavy snow and it's miserable outside in beginning mid-April, you can go inside and remember that spring is on its way. Going in, bud? Go ahead. Muddy in there. Oh, nice and warm though. All right, let's see. I discovered yesterday that somehow a lot of the plants that I thought had been fried survived and might actually produce. So these are onions that got totally fried, like you could see on this one. The tip is really messed up, the same thing. That's what happens. The tip gets burned, but this one yesterday was not as tall as it is today, and the tip was not folded. So I think I'm gonna do is let these get a little bit bigger and then clip the tops, which is something I would do anyway. But like on this one, you can see the top got burned and it's already sending out its second leaf. So somehow, I mean, this is amazing to me. That I don't know, I must have caught it just in time. Same thing with those leeks. You can see that corn got fried, but the onions in there survived. And even more amazing to me, this kale, which I showed on a previous video, is coming back from the roots. It's sending up shoots. Look at that. So I'm pretty psyched about that because that was quite a bummer. And then I've also got the things I replanted coming up. So these are doing really well. And then it looks like I've got some onions that are starting to sprout here for that second planting. So I'm pretty psyched. I do have one tomato that's up against that cardboard there, sun gold. And then some of these, I potted on this lettuce, but then more of it sprouted. So I don't even know what this lettuce is anymore because I took the tag out. Same thing on that. Got one left that sprouted, or two left that sprouted. So I'll just plant those somewhere in the garden if I can keep them alive, not fry those. But things are definitely starting to come along here. Compost is still up about 140, so that's good. You can see also the buds are starting to swell on the grafted trees. So that's exciting. Couple for sure. Some of them are a little slower. Every tree's different, but definitely getting some. There we go. Atta boy. It's not making it hard to open the scissor doors. I'm not 100% sold on the scissor doors. They're definitely performed the way they were supposed to when I wanted to back a truck in to drop the manure off. But they seem to be kind of a pain for a number of reasons. And, you know, I'm backing a truck into that hoop house maybe 2 or 3 days a year, and then I have to live with the effects of the scissor doors the rest of the time. I do think they're also going to be useful when I need to move the hoop house along to the next section. They'll be a lot easier to do that with crops already in the ground. But I don't know, I might need to come up with another system because it's hard to open the doors The plastic around the bottom flaps around, so I need a way to stop that. The easiest way to stop that is to put weights on it, but I don't want to have to pick the weights up every time I want to go in and out. So I definitely need to do some more thinking. If anybody has any ideas, I would love to hear them. This is an example of my old system. So the reason I have all my hoop houses designed like this with no foundation board on the bottom is because I want to be able to move them. So they're all mobile. If I had to have, let's say, a low tunnel out there, I would not be able to move this hoop house over the low tunnel because that board right there is too low. And I can't go any higher because this is designed so I can just barely get my leg over that to get in and out. So like the kids have a real hard time, and Emily doesn't really get in and out of the greenhouses because it's designed for me, and I'm a lot taller than all of them. So I don't know, this has the advantages of all those advantages. It has the limitations in terms of moving the hoop house. It also has the limitations that because that board's there, I cannot back in with the manure, and that's what used to be on that system. So I need to find some kind of happy medium. And I'm not sure exactly what that is going to be, but if anybody has a solution that meets all of those needs so that I can back a truck in when I need to unload manure, I can move the hoop house, but that I can also close it off without all the effort that's involved in weighing down the plastic every time, I would love to hear it. Need a bigger bucket. This is why you never throw anything away. I'm out here in the shed looking for something I can use to wet down those seedlings. And I found these. My old seed boxes that I still have from when I consolidated from commercial scale. I think this will be big enough. And I need the covers. Anyway, that's awesome.